With the 4th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Kristaps. With the 5th pick in the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Mario Hezonja from Dubrovnik, Croatia. With the 6th pick in the NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Willie Cauley-Stein from the University of Kentucky. With the 7th pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Emmanuel Mudiay from Dallas, Texas. With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Stanley Johnson from the University of Arizona. With the 9th pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky from the University of Wisconsin. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Justice Winslow from Duke University. With the 11th pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Miles Turner. With the 12th pick in the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Chase Jackson from Villanova University.
We met working at the post office.
Let's do this, young man.
Yes, sir.
All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82.
My first NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. And now it's time for me to show everybody I belong. And do my best to represent Harlem.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game. This is their first chance this season playing the Jazz. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They like to change that now.
And in their two matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
Exactly. I mean, when you...
Official NBA playing time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Jackson.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better young man. So personally, I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's thinking about the game, but I hope he's able to take a moment to just enjoy this accomplishment.
Well said, and I hope so, too. I mean, as a player, you want to stay even-keeled, but it's almost...
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Jazz lead by 15. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go... You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And, guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backboard.
And it's been gang rebounded. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, we've got Jody Meeks, Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Johnson, and it's Jackson in at the point guard.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Burke with it, guarded now by Jackson. 5 to shoot. He used that pick just right. Jackson makes the bucket. An important momentous occasion for this young guy, getting his first points in an NBA uniform. Morris a screen. Jackson kicks to Morris. Jackson dishes to Baines. There's a good screen. Off the screen. Jackson misses.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Here's Burks. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. And the Jazz lead by 16. Dishes it to Meeks. Kicks it to Johnson. Takes a three. Rebound, Utah.
Poop.
Now here's Burke. Here's Jackson. Not enough on that one as it misses. Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making. That went AWOL. And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
Morris brothers' careers through last season. And through one half, it hasn't even been. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hand. Johnson comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Jody Meeks in for Reggie Jackson. And
Doozy
so in the game
draws.
for the Jazz, Jackson in at 2-guard. Trevor Booker is out there with Jeff Withey. Then there's Trey Burke, and it's Burks in at the 3 spot. Johnson, a wide open look, gets an open look and hits. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now.
I mean T
Burke
poop
kicks to
poop
Booker.
poop.
Up top, Burks, guarded by Harris. Burks, the pass to Booker. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Jazz lead by 17. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. On the wing, Johnson feeds it to Drummond. Back to Johnson. Baines dishes to Meeks. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Johnson outside. Another miss by Johnson.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass. Shaked and baked with the crossover move, and that's what freed him for the score.
And got him on the wrong foot and then just blew by him.
Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs from 1996 to 2009?
And then for Detroit, Harris is checked in for Reggie Bullock, and it's Jackson in for Jody Meeks. Then for the Jazz, Jeff Withey, he's checked in for Favors. Hayward comes in for Alec Burks, and it's Jackson in for Mack. Andre Drummond is out there with Harris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Morris in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Detroit. Blake comes in for Reggie Jackson.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Utah.
The starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't. They not only lightened the load, the bench guaranteed and actually produced the win.
They sure did. And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the net contested.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Favors. He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Blake. Burke covering. Blake kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Harris. Johnson outside. Here's Bullock. Off target from 3-point range. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another. Kenny, your thoughts?
I can't say enough about the contribution he made defensively. Specifically, his on-ball defense was outstanding. He blew up a lot of plays by getting his hand in there and coming away with a steal. And that aggressive D of his helped guide them to this win.
You got to love Gordon Hayward. He's going to get you rebounds, he's going to get you assists, and you know he's going to get you points. And there's a motor on this fella that will not quit. Hayward never stops working. He's one of the most exciting stars in the league.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.